Hello and welcome to sim.bc where it is 14:16, so just 20 past 2 in the afternoon. And today I was thinking about talking about something that I like very much. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm a bit, what do you say? I have a bit of a cold going on. If that is something that you can hear, if you hear something different in my voice, that's probably it. Now, as I said, today I'm going to talk about something that's very close to my heart in the business world. So not like personal stuff, but like with for being in the business world was pretty close to my heart. It's something that I am thinking about all the time, and it's something that some people seem to have lost track of, especially at university or at university level rather, but in school in general. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And it is the importance of mentality. Yes, that might seem as a very abstract thing, but it's actually something that's really concrete. Now, if you, for instance, are thinking, I'm going to fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail, you're given a challenge and you automatically think, I won't be able to do this, then what's the odds that you will be able to do this? Not very high. Why? Well, because you went in with the mentality that, hey, I'm gonna fail this either way, so why even try? Probably. I mean, that's not that you didn't try, but even if you tried, if you had that mentality, you probably didn't go 110%. Now, if you're instead going with the mentality, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to succeed, I'm going to succeed, you probably have a bigger chance of succeeding. Now, this is something that is god awfully not the case in university. I mean, it is the case that that mentality probably reflects your results, but the idea that so many people probably go in with either I can't do this, this is too hard, or I don't know about this, so I'm not very good at it, so that's why I'm not going to try, or these stupid things. I mean, if you're good at it, then you don't have to learn it, right? So what are you doing here if you already know it? You're supposed to not know it. It's supposed to be a challenge, because if it isn't a challenge, then you're not learning anything in school. Mate, it's a stupid mentality, mate. And just remember three easy things. Failure is a function of trying. Success lies in seeing failure as a tool, and failures builds character. Now, I'm gonna go through those, but just remember, if I'm a manager, I would much rather employ someone who has done something and failed than someone who hasn't tried it at all. Most likely. Because this person who has already tried it probably have failed and realized why they failed. Now that's a really hard thing, and it's something that you can perfect over the years and perfect all your life, because I don't think anyone is especially good at admitting when they're failed, or if they are, admitting and realizing why and learning from it. That's a really hard thing to do. Me myself, I have a big problem with it. Just realize, or well, just admitting that I failed, I think I have the hardest time doing. Once I've done that, the other things come naturally, but I'm usually one who thinks that I'm doing everything correctly at the first time, which is kind of bad in a way. Anyway, the first one, failure is a function of trying. Yet again, if we go back to school, if you know everything already in a course, then you might be really happy because, oh, I don't have to put in the hours here, I can do whatever I want on my spare time, I don't have to focus on this because I already know it. And that's all fine and dandy. Good for you that you know it. But if you know it, why are you studying it? It seems to be this perception in school today that you want to already know what you're doing, you don't want to take up the challenge. Now, I don't say this is everyone. It's far from everyone. It's probably a minority that thinks this way, but it's a minority that I have been in contact with a lot lately, so to say. Or at least that's my perception of the people I've been in contact with lately, that they have this mentality of, oh, if I don't already know it, why should I put my time into it? And that's really weird. I mean, isn't it? Because if you're in school, you're allowed to fail. I know I've said this before, but you are allowed to fail. That's what school is for. You're there to learn. So failure is a function of trying, and that's something most people don't know. For instance, if people try something and fail, learn from it. Use failure as a tool. As is the second step. That's how you obtain success. That's how you learn.
But most people that I've come in contact with, yet again, this is all going to be in context to the people I've come in contact to late, come in contact with lately. Success lies in seeing failure as a tool and actually being able to utilize what did I did wrong, what did I do wrong here, what can I perfect the next time. So, for instance, if we put this in a more practical example, then, for instance, my group, they're constantly late with their hand-ins. Now, what differentiates a smart person from a not so smart person? Well, the smart person doesn't do the same mistake twice. Just a tip. Now, it might be, and going forward with this, it might be that my group doesn't want to, and I think that's the case, but then yet again, what I do at university, want to hand in stuff in time and they don't want to perfect their work. Now, I'm a perfectionist in a way. I really like taking on a lot of work and see that as a challenge, as I've said before, and as I've said before as well, most people are not like that. And if we take this failure as a function of trying, for instance, and success lies in seeing the failure as a tool. Um, if I say let's be done on Friday, or rather, I said last week I said let's be done at Saturday afternoon, and most people weren't. Like half of them didn't hand in time. Those who handed in time were not that great. Like the quality of it, I could obviously see that they hadn't put in the time in it. Now, that's a mistake. That's a failure. Now, if you are a smart person who likes school, or you don't even have to like school, but actually you paid for being here, so wouldn't you like to have something, like learn something from it when you leave? So if they were successful in utilizing these steps, they would think, aha, I'm going to use this failure as a tool of learning. Until next week, I'm going to maybe start a bit earlier on my project. Now, they might have done that because it's a different subject. Like, it's not a different subject, but it's a different objective this time. They were supposed to do something new. Maybe it was more time consuming, but judging by what they handed in, uh, which they handed in late as well, by the way, so they didn't learn. I could yet again see that you probably didn't put lots of effort into this, which sounds so harsh, but it's kind of true because if you look at if when I looked and reviewed their stuff, it was like, yet again we're back at high school level here, guys. Except for the financial bit. The financial bit I wouldn't be able to do in high school. If I would have had a walkthrough of the financial statements, I probably would be able to do it better than what they did it now. And I know that sounds really as I'm a twat, but uh, the quality isn't that great. I would like to review it sometime when I'm not when I won't be in contact with these people anymore, and just review it in real time and just show you what I think of their work and stuff like that. But anyway, so failure is a function of trying. Sure, they tried and they failed, in my opinion. They didn't reach the time limit. Rather, they didn't hand in on the deadline, and they didn't deliver quality of any standards. I mean, not even the minimum standard would pass this. So that's a bit of a problem. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Yay! Work with this. Anyway, so failure is a function of trying, but they failed and they didn't learn apparently. So success lies in the seeing failure as a tool, but which they didn't from last week, and I doubt they will do it this week either because they're lacking motivation. I can't find anything to motivate them. They'll have to really work on this. And then failure builds character. Now, this last step is, I know what they're trying to say with this, failure builds character, but it can go two ways. Now, failure builds character in a good way, in the sense that if you fail a lot and you learn from it, then you will become better at what you do, and you will have a richer experience, and you will never do it again, and you will utilize this experience to know why you won't do anything again, or why you won't do this thing again. Now, the bad thing, or rather, the bad way this can be interpreted as well, is that you fail, you keep failing, and you never learn, and then you will just be discouraged to try new things, and you will live in your own little bubble that you know works, and you won't try anything outside it. That is failure builds character in a bad way. And I am, how should you say this? Since I'm the self-announced team leader, and it seems to be that the other people are in the group are relying on me to keep the structure, I am really afraid that if I push these people since I haven't found a clear motive what they're working towards. So, since I don't know what they're working towards, I'm really afraid of pushing them too hard, because then this failure builds character might be adapted in the wrong way. They might just think that, oh, I'm failing all the time and I'm not learning anything from it, and then they will just try to keep in their little bubble, and it will end up being me doing the entire project. So instead, I would really like to find a way to show them how they can learn from their own experiences, or from their own trials and errors, which is really hard, because if you try to find someone who is not motivated to work in the first place, how will I be able to make them invest enough time to both do the work that they don't want to do and reflect on what they did wrong and what they can improve until next time? Or not necessarily wrong, but just what can they do better? What can they do better for next time? Like, for instance, hand in. How will you hand in time? But if I can't find the motivation, like if I can't find anything that motivates them, then what will I use as leverage for showing them this is what you're supposed to do? And I think this is a problem or not a problem, but I would say a problem in management as well, in everyday life for the people who are working in management. They want people to see failure as a function of trying, so they want to encourage trying. And they don't want to encourage failure, of course, but if you fail, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And success lies in seeing failure as a tool. That's why failure isn't the biggest thing in the world. And then failure builds character, but you want to build it in the correct way. Now, this is something I find is really interesting, and I could talk like hours and hours and hours about this. Probably if I had someone to like go back and forth with. But unfortunately, I don't at this time, and I'm reaching my time limit. So, until next time, guys. Bye.